Gaming podcast, very first one. We've got myself, Jordan Campbell. We've got Luke Pinnock and James Cullen here, and Elton John in the middle. And we're going to be speaking about a few things: the Division, Nintendo NX, and whatever else comes up in the podcast. As and
Then we
when,
look at the group as well, yeah.
and the group. So the Division.
You're the only one who played the beta, George. What do you think of it? Like first of all,
first impressions for me, it was pretty decent, but I think it's the kind of game you need your mates to play with. Otherwise, it can get a bit boring. I only had an hour and a half to play it, but first impressions are pretty good. But there wasn't enough in the beta to make a judgment for me.
what would you compare it to?
So yeah, compare it to. I don't know if anyone played Freedom Fighters on the PlayStation, but it was like, it's like Ghost Recon, but with Destiny mixed in my opinion.
Is it? See, I like Destiny, but a lot of people have the same sort of complaint about it. It's just DLC based. Do you think Division's going to be like that, or is it going to be enough to keep people going?
I don't know, man. I think the beta didn't show much off, but I think it's going to be like Destiny, in my opinion, with DLC in that. I think there'll be so much to keep you going, and then you'll be playing the same stuff until whatever else comes out. But the map seems pretty big.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with anyone. Anyone who's played an MMO, obviously you're only going to get so much in a beta, but the game starts really with end game. You reach maximum level, and then you're doing, your raids or whatever the equivalent is to grind for the best gear. I just want to see if there's, I don't know if you really experienced it, Geordie, but was there, the thing for me, I mean, I don't know whether I'll pick it up or not, but it's just whether you get quest variety. So did the quest feel different, or is it go here, pick this up, go here, shoot this guy? Like what quest-wise did you experience like when you're on the base?
So that's quite a hard thing to get right, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of games sort of...
Yeah, I think the first thing I did in the beta, you sort of do a mission to start you off, and then you sort of set your own base up, and you've got different sections of your base. So you've got like a personal base, and you do certain missions to upgrade your parts of your base. So I only played like 2 missions, and one was in a hospital, and you just had to go in and kill people basically, and then you pick up. There's a lot of stuff around loot and stuff that you got to pick up, and then after each mission, you sort of pick up different weapons and different loot, but you also can upgrade your base and stuff like that. But I don't know if you can have a base amongst your group or have a base. Your base is personal to you. I don't know. I didn't really play enough of the beta really to find out more about that really.
Do you think, because obviously, like we've all game together for quite a while now, and Carl for some reason doesn't like Xbox. Like, it's a truth.
Got an Xbox.
You've got one, but you hate it. Is Division going to be the game that sort of makes Carl go, actually, Nintendo's rubbish? I'm going to put my Wii U in the bin.
It definitely. I don't know. You'd have to have quite a game to do that. But no, I mean, I do like the look of it, and I don't want to be like your skeptical PC gamer, but in terms of like the reason Destiny wasn't overly appealing, when you play something like Warcraft, which is obviously it's been around for so long, it's so established, there's so much content on it. You can, you subscribe to it for a month, and you could just get like not even 1% of the game done.
Yeah.
Whereas I've spoken to people who have played Destiny and have just been like, oh, I've got to level cap really quickly, or it's a real quick grind. So yeah, I don't know, and just DLC can be quite expensive. And I don't know. I wouldn't mind playing it. Obviously, like Jordan said, the incentive is, I've played MMOs in the past. They're a lot more fun when you're playing with friends.
Yeah.
Playing on your own is not so good unless you manage to find like a guild or a group who are playing like regularly. Obviously, as Jordan said, I don't know if that's really an option on the Division, but the joy with the MMO is, you can, through patches and stuff, you can edit it. I mean, games like Warcraft and Star Wars: The Old Republic, which are MMOs I've played in the last few years, are like vastly different to how they were when I first started playing them. So that's the thing. You can always change it up a bit, either for better or worse. Obviously, I know Destiny have had a few issues. They changed their matchmaking recently, didn't they? And then went back on it completely because it didn't really work and people were experiencing lag. So it's a learning process. But if the content's good enough and you get a big enough fan base, I guess you'll always have people playing it anyway.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to sort of judge where it was just a beta, sort of how big the game is, what sort of content it's got to keep it going, and like I think it's the single biggest thing is just the quest. Is there enough to keep people interested? Is there enough going on? People want to keep playing, and like for me, like I know a lot of people sort of get into the same where they've sort of got families and everything to think about. Money now is, am I going to buy this game and then not play it again after a week?
Yeah, that's it. You need to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Pound per hour, that's the equation I go on. If I pay £40 for a game, I want to at least play it for 40 hours to justify the cost, basically. Like you say, we've all got commitments now. We're not little teenagers playing Modern Warfare anymore.
I mean, games like FIFA and that, I know they've got their flaws and there's not... Well, there was a bit difference between 15 and 16 this year, but at least you know you're going to play it that much. You know you're going to get your money's worth. And even, I hate to say it, Call of Duty, like, I wish it would die, if I'm honest. I wish it would just stop and then the something else could take its place. Because, I mean, there's been like 10 versions of it now, and it's just
reached that status now. It doesn't have to be a great game.
No.
When you look at the sales of the Call of Duty, that wouldn't necessarily reflect, maybe say the rankings of the game. People still say Modern Warfare 2 was still the pinnacle, and I think that is the best selling. But yeah, it can make it difficult, obviously, to kind of take that marketplace away, because people go out and buy it regardless. And like FIFA, a lot of my mates will buy FIFA. It'll be the only thing they'll play for a year.
Yeah.
But anyway, in terms of back to the Division now, I don't know if this was something that was available on the beta. I believe it was, and was kind of something I was curious about when I was just doing a bit of research. But is it the Dark Zone? The Dark Zone, is that what it's called?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I saw that.
Dark Zone, but
how was it? Because it was like, the impression that I got is, you can team up, but it's open world PvP, so anyone can attack anyone. And from reviews that I read, it was just like a big PvP zone. I just didn't know. I think they need to make sure there needs to be an incentive to cooperate. Like there needs to be certain, I don't know, like a form of currency or something that can only be achieved by taking out high level enemies in, that require more than 4 guys in the Dark Zone. Because otherwise, it would always just be like a madhouse in there. And as the fact you can even get looted in the Dark Zone just makes me think you'll get that one group who are just set up and high level, and it just won't be worth going in because you'll just get destroyed every time you go in there. So it'd just be interesting to see how they balance that.
I know some games done it before where they've just made like level differences, so a player a lot lower level than yourself, just pointless to kill, or even make them immune. It's just going to be small fixes around it to try and keep people interested. Let's see. So, like sort of coming back to the starting, Geordie, would you recommend this? Obviously, we've got the group now, Next Gen Gaming, 400 odd people in there. Would you recommend this just to everyone in there, based on what you've seen?
I think so. Yeah, like if I spot a lot of people play Destiny now, and anyone who plays that kind of game obviously knows about it and how co-op works. And I think it's everyone's comparing it to Destiny, and it's not Destiny, but it's along the same lines of leveling up and stuff. I think the Dark Zone, if you're playing co-op, could be very interesting. Like Cole said, depends how they balance it out. Because when I played it, I literally ran in on my own, didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and shot someone, and then if you shoot someone, you become rogue. So when you become rogue, everyone sort of headhunts you. But like Cole's well said, if you find some good loot in the Dark Zone, you've got to try and I think there's a helicopter or something that comes in, and you can bank your loot before you move off. But if someone shoots you before you've banked your loot, they can actually just rob it off you. And you and Cole could say go into the Dark Zone as a group, and one of us could turn on each other. That's
That's
how it
how
can work.
friendships end. That's what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. So I don't know. I think that's a good idea what they've
Oh,
done there, but it's like Cole said, how they balance it out and how it works is another matter. But I think I would recommend it to people. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going for the gold edition just yet until people figure out what's going on. But I've heard there's another beta possibly coming out for everyone before the game actually comes out in March. So that'd be good for people who didn't pre-order to try it out.
Yeah. So was that was pre-orders only for the first beta? Was it?
Yeah, pre-orders only, and they had an alpha before that, which was I think the same as the beta really, but.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth them kind of probably doing an open beta where obviously a lot more people who, myself included, if that was to happen, I'd definitely come on it because you guys are playing it and check out what it's about. But also to like stress test the servers, of course, as well.
Yeah. Cool. I think we should move on then to probably Cole's favourite topic, the Nintendo NX.
I hate Nintendo. Who's Mario?
I'm going to be honest now. I know fuck all about it. I've not read into it. I don't know a lot about it, so Cole's probably the best.
Do you want me to just
explain?
I think it sounds interesting from what I've read. Like all I've heard is about the third-party support, which I think's. I don't know. I can't decide if it's a good move or if it's just a cop out. Like, I can't make my mind up on it.
Basically, so there's pretty much a new rumor every week as to what's going on. Basically, people are under the impression that it is going to be a handheld home console hybrid. So it will replace both the Wii U and the 3DS. In terms of hardware wise, it's rumored to be as powerful as PS4. The kind of a patent that appeared for it, or there was a report anyway, just said that it was kitted out with industry-leading hardware. Now, that to me, if you're going to say that, really it needs to be more powerful than PS4. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know. But in terms of, it needs to be at least as powerful as Xbox One. The reason that the Wii U has dried up, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got fantastic first-party games, but no one is porting, what's proper kind of next-gen games down to the Wii U. Why would you spend time in your studio porting a game, like downgrading it quite significantly for a user base of 12 million units? It's not worth it. And as a business, they've kind of got themselves in that situation. So they do need to push on with it. So yeah, easy third party ports would be good. You can't pick up EA games, and you think FIFA. Everyone I know, well, most people I know have got a FIFA anyway. So just easy stuff like that. Not necessarily system sellers, but at least
enough to keep people interested.
Exactly.
This has been my problem with Nintendo. There's not been enough for me. There's been the odd game that sort of catches me. Obviously, like every Mario Kart, I'd love to have, just because it's such an interesting. It's just one of those brilliant pick up and plays. And I know you think highly of Splatoon. I know Jordan loves it. It's just a different game. It's a different concept, but by itself, it's not enough. And that's what I worry about with the Nintendo. I mean, are they going to do similar stuff to Xbox, PlayStation, bring some of that across? And I mean, the other thing I worry about is it too late? I mean, Xbox, PS4 have been around for a few years already. They're joining the race a little bit late. Are people going to want to spend another £300 on another console? Which might not.
Yeah, this is it. Which again, I just think they need a massive first party game at launch to really make people want to go and get it. I think the benefits would be, say if it's as powerful as a PS4, for example, it's been on the market for 2 years, in terms of obviously computer technology and stuff, it becomes obsolete reasonably quickly. So I think what will be important is that they can sell it at the right price. It won't necessarily need to be. They can't sell it as expensive as PS4 and Xbox One were when they launched, because I just think it's older tech now. It's cheaper for them to get hold of. So manufacturing the machine should be a lot cheaper anyway. But yeah, I think certainly in terms of what Xbox and PlayStation do. So you've got Nintendo, my Nintendo account, which is replacing Club Nintendo, which is going to be working across all formats. So it will work across smartphone. Obviously, they got their first smartphone games coming out this year, so it will work across your smartphone. In the most recent, in their third quarter investment briefing, to what are those people's names that give them money? Investors, those people. Anyway, they kind of commented on the fact that it will link across all formats, and it will also, using it across all formats will also give, not necessarily like an achievement system, but it will give you currency, so you can spend money like on downloadable games and stuff. It will give you content. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting year. I think E3 is going to be big for them. I think we need to see, we've got the first mobile game, Miitomo, whatever it's called. Yeah, not necessarily what I'd have gone for, but it's to try and build an infrastructure for my Nintendo. And then the second game, they've said, is going to have a popular character in, so could be a Mario game, could be a Zelda game, could be a Metroid game. If anyone was Nintendo, you'd at least stick Mario in it. Obviously, the most recognisable Nintendo brand, anyway. So, do
you not feel it just plays it safe a bit too much? I mean,
yeah, I think easy. I don't want them. Yeah, I don't want them to just do. And they've said that they're not going to. They're not going to port old games. I think that's important. You don't want to be like, oh, by the way, you can now play Mario 64. I think it'll make money, but I think they're making original content. But yeah, I don't just want to have like, oh, here's Temple Run Mario Edition, because I just think, well, that would just be fucking. Don't get me wrong, it'd sell because people are terrible. But yeah, I mean, the issue for me is for mobile games is just the control. And as we know historically with Nintendo controls, I mean, you look through, the last 20 years, is they all obviously changed quite a lot, per generation anyway.
Yeah. Is there any sort of timeline on, I mean, not even released, but when they're going to announce, fully what it is?
So they've said officially, they have said that E3 will be the announcement. So I think you'll see the hardware. I think you'll see the actual machine and the control, whatever that looks like. Everyone is thinking there's going to be some form of touchscreen on there. There is recently a patent for a controller that used. There was a patent by Sharp, which is called. It's like freeform screens, so it's the kind of thing you could get on like a car dashboard. So it's not just a rectangle or a square. It can mold around your speed dials and stuff. So the picture was just an oddly shaped controller. Whether they'll go with that or not, I mean, it's just a patent and people read a lot into it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot can change.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you'll see the hardware. They need to show obviously some games running on it. Really, you need something playable. I think just trailers for it at E3.
It needs a good lineup to start off with, I think. Right?
Yeah,
that's where the Wii U fell down on its ass, in my opinion.
Yeah. The only game, arguably, I mean, don't get me wrong, Nintendo Land sold a lot, but it was a kind of game, it was like your Wii Sports. The reason it sold a lot is because it was bundled in with a lot of the games, with a lot of, the console bundles at the start anyway. So, a Mario Kart launch, people have been talking about Smash Bros. So, Bandai Namco helped do Smash 4 on the Wii U, and now it is rumoured that they're doing a Smash game for Wii U. Now, do I think that would be a completely new Smash game? Probably not. Do I think it could be a deluxe edition of the Wii U one? Possibly. Or in terms of the competitive Smash Bros scene, Melee, the GameCube edition, is still the one that everyone talks about. If they did a HD Melee, it would be mental. You'd have so many people who would go out and buy it with the online functionality. Currently, pros play it through a mod, so they can play online against other people. But yeah, they just need to get that functionality in, and I think people go mental for it. Or I just think, if anything, just have a game built in. Just have the hardware come with. If you just got, oh, here's Melee HD, enjoy. It's already in the system.
Alex the Kid.
Yeah. Here's Alex the Kid. You haven't played it in a while. We're not going to upgrade it, but just enjoy. So yeah, there's a lot of things they need to do. I'll be buzzing for E3.
Yeah.
Because let's say there's new Zelda for the new Nintendo.
I do think it's a possibility. So at the Q3 kind of financial meeting, Zelda went from having to be confirmed release date to 2016, which it was originally, and then it went to be confirmed. Now people think the NX will be out this year. My views on it might happen, but I think it's a waste because essentially, obviously, so you look at the Wii U, you look at it in the same light as you do 360 and PS3 in terms of hardware capability. So
Yeah.
why would, for a new system, your killer app isn't let's remaster a last gen game for it and release it? I know they did it with GameCube. Like Twilight Princess came out on the GameCube and the Wii, but when you look at them hardware wise, they're exactly the same machine basically. So I just don't think prettying up a Wii U game would be enough. I'm sure it would sell, but I would rather see get it out on Wii U.
It's more about getting new players on, though, isn't it? It's not just. I mean, rehashing like a classic might be good and everything, but it's just going to get the same.
That's it. The thing is, that's it. You know, hardcore Nintendo fans buy. You know, they buy the Nintendo hardware. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It needs to be getting new people in and involved.
Cool.
Also, Amiibo. That's the one other thing I think they need to do. Amiibo is still selling like crazy. They've sold 40 million, across basically the globe. And I just think it would be good to see something on the scale of Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
Rather than just, oh, by the way, you can use them to unlock stuff. That was the promise, that you could use them across multiple games, but you can use them on Smash Bros. That's the most in-depth the involvement has been. And then it's just like, oh, you can unlock a Kirby costume on this game if you scan Kirby. And I just think that's, it's not revolutionising it. Chuck in a nice Amiibo game, and make some money.
Yeah.
A Pokemon game.
No, that's soon, isn't it?
Pokemon, let's not talk. We could do a whole podcast about Pokemon MMO. And,
I think we've got a topic for next time.
And everyone would love that shit.
But I think what we'll do, we'll wait until we get a bit more news on Nintendo and Xbox. We'll definitely be talking about that again.
Yeah, I think a pre E3 podcast. If we keep them going, pre E3 one, what we want to see from the big three players in that space would be nice, and then we could do a kind of post E3 Bonafest. Well, when it's me talking about Nintendo, so
we'll just have a James Cullen solo Nintendo fest.
Yeah, it would just be me hyperventilating and screaming like a girl.
Oh my god! Right, so I think that moves into the last one then. Obviously, the Facebook group has grown massively in, I think it's just over a couple of months. It's gone from, I think, about 50 of us to just over 400. I think that's right, George.
Yeah, 420-ish.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to sort of thank people who've been getting involved with the competitions. I mean, we've had the FIFA competition, which is still ongoing. We've got Dave and I think Jack in the semi-final playing each other soon. Nico's already through to the final. He beat me, Dick. Jordan's old.
I didn't even know you lost the game, right?
Oh, I lost 4-2. It was lag, all sorts. It wasn't really
definitely
my
lag
ability
switch.
at all.
Lag switch scum.
I'll be disputing it. We've also got at Jordan's 2 Call of Duty tournaments. We had the was it like elimination style, wasn't it?
Yeah, which went really well.
Yeah, a lot of interest in the game. I think we had 10 players.
Yeah.
I think it lasted a couple of hours as well, which is really good. It was nice to see people getting involved. And then we had the fisticuffs tournament just for a laugh, it's good. It's good to get people involved, and that's mainly what the group's about. I think it's getting people playing online together. I mean, like Cole said, I think what makes most games is like how much interactivity you have with it, and if you're playing with your mates, it's just going to make that game.
Yeah, it's always more fun.
Better tenfold, yeah. I think we need to keep going with the tournaments. I know Curtis is on about doing a FIFA League in the near future. I don't know if you've spoken to him about that, George.
Yeah, I think hopefully 10, 12 people, if we can get them together, like 2 games against each other, chuck a bit of money in. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
If we could get that going. I don't know how long it would take compared to the tournament you did, but if people could get on every night and do the games, I think we could get it done pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the problem we've had, isn't it? Is trying to get people on the same time, and obviously everyone's got a different commitments. It's been really difficult, but I think we're plodding on through. I know the FIFA League I'm going to have to drop out already because my connection's been awful, but that's Navy Internet for you.
Navy Internet.
Have you got anything planned on the Wii U? I don't know how much interest you got, Carl, on with your Mario Kart. I mean, it's difficult with such a large Xbox space.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. No, it didn't really happen, and you can't go in solo. And I just thought, well, I can't just go in and win on my own. That's just a lot less fun. But no, I mean, it won't stifle my attempts. I'll try and carry on getting stuff going anyway. Because I think it would be good. Obviously, we've just got Doritos picked up. Curtis has just picked up Splatoon, so we'll get some content going on that. If I could get a fours group going for that, it'd be amazing. But everyone has to be boss because fours groups on Splatoon is horrendously difficult.
I mean, obviously speaking to everyone that's going to watch this and everything, the thing that makes this group is people inviting, guys with sort of similar mindset who want to play online across all platforms. Especially we could do with more Wii U players, like Cole was saying. We've only got a few at the moment. We can never have too many Xbox gamers for the amount of different games. Obviously, I mean, we've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six, FIFA, Call of Duty still now and again. So the more the merrier, really. It's just sort of recruiting at the moment, trying to get the group a bit bigger.
We've also got our new PS4 admin, Darren. Don't think he's got round to doing anything yet, but I think we've been mainly talking about Xbox on the group, and we want to push it towards PS4 and Wii U and PC. We want to cater for everyone, not just Xbox. Hopefully we can get PS4 people going on there as well, because I know a few people have been wanting to join the Xbox competitions and not realising they're just Xbox only. So if we can get some PS4 stuff going on there as well, that'd be ideal.
I think this is the problem we're going to have with the group, is that it might get to the point where we have subgroups to make it easier to find other players. But I mean, where everyone's in one group, it is constant questions of, what format, what console. But I don't know, I think that's something we'll look into, depending on interest and the guys in the group.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we could always look at, I'm not talking about, I wouldn't at any point look at kicking people, but if we just do a post 1 week and just get people post your current platforms, what are you playing, post your platform and the games you're playing on it or you're likely to be playing, then at least you get a bit of an idea of how many people. It'd be pointless me shouting out, anyone Mario Kart? I mean, I got a bit of interest, just happened that on the night no one was about. But if you get a better idea, at least you can cater something to the size of your audience anyway. So you don't want to be like, we're going to do a FIFA league of 30 people and then it not happen. I mean, as much as that would probably be one of the more likely things we could achieve as a group. But yeah, we can get a bit of an idea what people are after, and see if people stay to the end of this and actually listen to this bit, and maybe they'll let us know. Maybe they'll let us know.
It's might have been a waste of an hour, but whatever. I think that's pretty much it with the group. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. I'd like to go with Overwatch because I'm really excited for it. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can definitely get involved with some Overwatch chat, even though the bastards haven't sent me a beta key yet. But I'm sure it'll be soon. I'm sure it'll be.
Yeah, I've been waiting for mine as well. I'm really hoping I'll get it.
Yeah, I thought I signed up straight away because I saw the trailer and was losing my shit. And then it's just kind of simmered down now. But then turns out I didn't actually send the email. So anytime, Blizzard. I'm planning to play Warcraft at the minute, so if you wouldn't mind sending me a beta key, that'd be lovely.
We've also got a list of new releases coming up. I think they're all tomorrow. So we've got Arslan. I don't know. That's on Arslan, the Warriors of Legend.
What is the date going to be tomorrow? Because obviously people may not.
Oh,
listen
right,
to this.
Yeah,
It's the 8th of
might
February.
listen to this in 3 years when we're really famous or dead or whatever comes first.
Well, the fame will come first, but then the coke and hookers will be the reason we're dead, won't it?
All right. You've also got Assassin's Creed Chronicles, Assassin's Creed Chronicles, China Tuesday. That's what I'm guessing they're just expansions. That's also out tomorrow, Tuesday the 9th.
Dying Light the following. That's another expansion, isn't it? For Dying Light.
Looking forward to that one.
Unravel comes out tomorrow, I think, which I've played already, which is really good. Probably talk about that at some point. Street Fighter 5, I'm quite interested in that, but I'm not sure how many others on the group would be interested.
I know certainly Hinlao and the group will be all over it.
Far Cry Primal, which is a game that no one's barely ever spoken about, but that's coming out very soon. Which
My
I'm sure on.
guilty pleasure there in the list is Naruto Shippuden. Watched the anime for years, but I've only played, I think, the second one, but the fourth one's also out February the 9th. I might pick it up out of interest.
I think we've got Mega Man Legacy Collection coming out on the 23rd of Feb as well. I don't even know what platforms that's on. I'm just doing as I'm told and mentioning stuff.
Fire Emblem Fates.
Right.
Fire Emblem Fates. Hopefully I'll get my 3DS back in time to actually play it.
Yeah, lots coming out, so we'll try and cover some of those in the next podcast. I don't know if anyone else got anything to add, but
No, I
don't think so. I think I'm good.
Yeah,
That's a good fast run.
The first Next Gen Gaming Chat podcast, and hopefully there'll be many more. Cheers,
if you made it this far, well done.
Yeah. You're better people
time.
than we are, because I wouldn't have listened to it for this long, because I wouldn't have listened to it for this long, because I wouldn't have listened to it for this long, because I wouldn't have listened to it for this